Devin Booker, all-star shooting guard from the Phoenix Suns, suffered a ankle injury late in the game against the Atlanta Hawks Friday night. In this video, we're going to break down Devin Booker's ankle injury, how it happened, the anatomy involved, the different grades of ankle sprains, how these injuries are treated, and what is a realistic recovery timeline looks for an elite NBA player like Devin Booker. This is probably the best angle of when the injury did happen. We see that Devin Booker, as he's running down the floor, he steps on one of the Hawks players' shoes. This turns his ankle very into an awkward position. Very common mechanism of injury for lateral ankle sprain. This causes that ankle to invert as well as plantar flex more down, where those toes are pointed towards the ground. This position puts a maximum amount of stress on those ligaments on the outside of the ankle, which is one of the most commonly injured structures in basketball. So the primary anatomy of a lateral ankle sprain include three main ligaments. First being your anterior talofibular ligament, seen right here. This connecting the fibula to the talus and is the most commonly injured ligament out of the three. Then we have our calcaneofibular ligament, seen right here, connecting from that fibula to the calcaneus. And then finally, we do have our posterior talofibular ligament, seen behind here. This is the strongest ligament and usually only injured with severe high-grade sprains. So with lateral ankle sprains, there are grades to determine the severity of the ankle sprain. Grade 1 being a microscopic tearing of the ligaments, more affecting that anterior talofibular ligament. Grade 2 being more of a moderate partial tear of that ligament. This also affecting maybe more of that calcaneofibular ligament. And then grade 3 being the most severe, which is a complete ligament rupture, most likely maybe affecting that posterior talofibular ligament seen posteriorly. So hopes around the league are stating that Devin Booker maybe have only suffered a grade 1 or grade 2 lateral ankle sprain. It would be more serious, obviously, if he suffered more of a grade 3 or even potentially had a risk for an avulsion fracture where that tendon or ligament pulls away from that bone. This obviously increasing the amount of time he will miss. However, if it is realistically that grade 1 or grade 2, grade 1 typically taking up to a week for Devin to return, while grade 2 maybe taking about 1 to 3 weeks. However, if it is the latter of maybe the grade 3, that could easily take up to a month or longer for him to return to play. The good news though, lateral ankle sprains rarely have long-term consequences if properly rehabbed, and Booker has dealt with and bounced back from his ankle injuries before. If you enjoy the medical style breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and drop a comment. Let me know which injury you want covered next. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.